Hey guys, Blazing Productions here, and today I'm back for another video about Blender. And you may notice that I am not on my new desktop because something tragic happened. Well, I got a virus on it and I can't fix it. It'll be about somewhere around $100 to $200 to fix it. Or if I'm lucky enough I can fix it myself, but for now, I'm back on my laptop, my HP laptop. It still works, just that, it's sad to see that my other computer isn't working, and that if I can't fix it, I probably lost quite a lot of work, but I guess I'm gonna have to face the facts. But that's not why I'm here. I don't know, I'll probably make another video about that after, maybe. But today, as you see, I'm in the Blender interface right now. I haven't updated my Blender yet, so there's no real major things in it, but so yeah. When you start Blender, you'll come with a view like this. Just like this. And this is a tutorial. I'll try and describe it as best I can, but this is mostly going to be for people who know how to use Blender. So if you don't know how to use it, you probably don't want to watch this, but if you're new to Blender and you know a little bit, hopefully I can help you out. Alright, this is an intro tutorial, as you can tell by the title of this video. And first of all, if you double press A, you select everything, press X and to delete, because we don't need any of that right now. So you want to drag this open, just by left-clicking this little corner. You want to click where it says frame rate on this little tab. This is the first thing you want to do for any animation, or any intro, or anything you do in Blender. You want to change to at least 30. You could make it in 60 FPS, but we're going to do it in 30. We'll mess with the resolution settings right now, but for now that's good. We'll worry about the output after. But if you do Shift A, text. Now you see we have text, but it doesn't look. First, you want to rotate on the X. You just pressing R and then X on your keyboard, and then type in 90 degrees. Just 90 on it. There's no anywhere, just 90. But now you see, if you rotate it with the R, it rotates around this corner. To fix that, you want to go over here, click the text, and scroll down on the paragraph, click center. And now when you rotate, it rotates around there. Now if you want to rotate even better, you do Shift, Control, Alt, C, Geometry to Origin. And now it rotates around the middle of the text. And if you're wondering how I'm panning like this, is just middle mouse button, and to move like this, it's just while holding Shift and middle mouse button. Yeah. And alright, now you have your text where you want it, and how you want to rotate it. Sorry if there's a little lag in it. Again, I'm not on my good desktop. And crap. Yeah. Now over here in the text, you want to go scroll down where it says font, regular, click it. Now you just want to find your font. I'm going to go find a font that I like. Here it is. Yep, this is the... Actually, do I have the Pepsi font on here? If not, that's okay, I'll work with this. Do I have the Pepsi font? No, I don't. Give me a second to get a good font that I like, and I'll be right back. We are back, and I just got the Revolution font again. I don't know why, but I really like that font. If I just click that again. Revolution font should be right around here somewhere. So here it is. We got a Revolution font. I like it very much, but it's not centered anymore, so you want to do Shift Control Alt. Oops. Shift Control Alt C again, so it just centers the new text. There you go. Now you notice it's only 2D, and you don't want 2D for an intro. over to the right in the again in this where it says geometry, you want to turn up the extrude to how thick you think you'd want it. So there's that. Now what you want to do is you just want to no, don't worry about that after. While selecting this by just right clicking it, Shift D, and then just left click without moving your mouse at all. You want to up the depth, and that gives that nice look. Now you want to like just go into the inside of this, select the font that's inside, turn down the, because it has no depth, you just want to turn up the extrude until it pops out a bit. There you go. And now you've cooled that. If we want, we'll get a cube. Just Shift A, empty cube. What you want to do is you want to scale this. You want to do Alt G first. You want to scale this down till it's about around the text. And then do SX. Like that. Then you want to do SY. So that you can also do SZ till it perfectly wraps around the text. Like that. We'll actually press Tab while selecting this to change this to name. Just because I'm doing this for a tutorial. You just do that by selecting it and pressing Tab and just typing. So we're just going to scale this out so it fits. There. Now you want to select one of the texts. While holding Shift, select the other one. And again, while holding Shift, select the box. You want to do Control P, Object. Now if you just select this and rotate it, it rotates the text. So these are fully movable. You can just rotate this. And it's perfectly shaped around the text. I guess we could give these a texture now. I'm using Blender Render, not Cycles, so if you're using Cycles, go away now. Yeah. You want to select the middle text, go to this tab, press New. You want to turn up the intensity of the diffuse and turn down the intensity on the specular, and go down to shading, turn the emit to 1. And I'll get a bright look once we composite. You want to select the other text also, scroll up, press New, same thing, turn these up and down. Now here's where we give it a color. I will give it a nice purple. And you want to make the emit 4 or 5 so that it stands out more. Again, this is not going to be the best intro tutorial, but this is just going to be the way I do it. And this is only going to be using Blender at least as much as I can, and that's it physically to my disposal. And yeah. Oh, if you're wondering, you're just pressing R and it just does this. I'm double tapping R to do this. It's very useful for many occasions in Blender. Instead of just doing this, you're like that. Yeah. Just do Control Z to undo. Yeah, so now we have this. So now that we got that, if we just do Shift A, camera, you do Alt G, and then Alt R, then you want to rotate on the X by 90, and you want to press G, and then Y, and then you can press 0 on your number pad, and now you just want to click Render Image. But as you can see, there's nothing special about this. But first of all, what you want to do is, well, because normally you have an intro like this, and it's very plain background. So, a lot of people like just having plain black background, which you go to this World tab, click the horizon color, just put it all the way down, render image again, now you have a nice black background. I don't know, I guess I could try, but I'm pretty sure if you do this, you use Shift A, add a mesh of a UV sphere, scale it up until you can do this. You go to the particle system, press that. You want to do, I can't remember what it was exactly. I can't remember how this exactly worked because I'm not the greatest at the particle system. But if I'm correct, it should be just turning the gravity down quite a lot. Go to, is it here? Gravity, turn that down quite a lot. Okay, so there's the gravity. But now, alright, so yeah. Alright, you can just do that by, again, I'll redo this quickly. Just delete this, Shift A, UV sphere, zoom out, and scale up until it's quite big, like this, for where you can, like, move quite freely around here. You want to select the sphere, go over to this tab where the little stars are, it's particle system, press new. You want to change this to volume, scroll down to the gravity, and you want to change this just to 0. But now if you play it, there's quite a lot of them. So, if you scroll up, it normally starts 1,000. Let's change that to 500. There we go. That is now a nice little particle system we have going. But, as you can see, they're floating too quickly. If we turn the force down, what does that do? I forget. Well, you could turn the force down if you want, but we want to turn the wind down, I'm pretty sure. Is that what you want to do? No, it's not really it, but I forget what you really... I think it's just simplify. No, I don't think that's it either. No, it's in none. So now... Alright, so now that you got that, you want to do Shift A, and then another circle. And then you want to select the big circle. Okay, at the bottom you see this is sphere .001. You want to select the big sphere. You want to go down to where it says, or was it? Here, the render. Instead of halo, you want object. Click this little box and select the sphere. Now you want to move this sphere out of the way by just pressing G while selecting it. And you just want to give this about the same color that your text is. If you press 0 now, you want to probably scale this down, and you go to the particle system actually, and you want random size quite high, I think. Let's just play that to see how that looks. We could scale this little guy up a bit just to make it more visible. There we go, we have a nice, decent particle system. It's not the greatest, but it'll work. Again, alright, here's an important thing. We'll just use the default frames for this. You want to go down to... What was it again? Oh yeah, you want to go down where it says... Because it's... Where is it? Lifetime. You see the it says you have the number 500, but the lifetime is only 50 frames. So... At frame 50, they'll start going away. At the bottom where it says end right here, you want to click the lifetime and just type in how long it is. Now if you play this, it'll go for the whole thing. As you can see there, you actually might want to change that to 300 just so that it doesn't exactly stop right there. So you could scale that down a bit because they're a little big. So yeah. Again, you want to, for this texture, you want to turn up the diffuse, turn down the specularity, give it an emit of just 1. Now you render your image. There you go, now you have a nice, now you have a little particle system going on. If you want, you can actually change it to the opposite color by going to the opposite side, render image, and that could give it a cool effect after. But for this, I'm just going to leave it at the default color it is. Like that. Scale it down a bit. Alright, now we have basically the main area. Oh, if you're wondering how I just did that, is you press where you say the big 0 on your numpad, right to the right of it, there's a little delete with a period. Press that to focus it on that area. So you got that. So now we got the main basics for our intro. What we want to do now is for when we're making the intro, this camera, we don't want to just move it around like this. I'm just doing Shift F by doing that, because that'd look ugly. You want to do Shift A, empty, plane axis. Now you want to do Alt G just in case. Select the camera first. Hold Shift while selecting the axis. Control P, object. Now if we rotate if we go into the camera view, rotate the axis, it's nice even around the middle. For now, this thing is getting in the way, so we'll hold Shift while selecting both of these circles. Press M and just click the second one. And now at the bottom you see a little tab right here. You can select that, and you're back in here while holding Shift. You can just do that. So we'll put that back in once we're done with the intro, like actual making of the intro. So now what we want to do is you want to wonder how you put in sound. It's pretty easy actually. What you want to do is you want to go up here, click this video sequence editor. You want to make sure it's on frame 1. Add sound, and now just find your song. So now you have your song. I don't like where it is, so I want to move this back a bit by minus 20 frames. So now you have your song. You can basically just start making the thing look cool. But first, on the bottom, you click playback, AV sync, playback, audio scrubbing. So now that you can basically hear it. Now that you got that, we can start adding some. Yeah, we'll start adding some cool things. Okay, first you want to go to File, User Preferences, and on add-ons you want to just search Curve, and you just want to check Simply Curves, and then just save it. And then if you do Shift A, Curve, you'll have all these extra options. We'll just go to our third tab right here, so we have a free space. We're just gonna do Shift A, Curve, Spirals. You don't want to move anything when you do this. At the left, you want to change the height most of all. And now you see, you can move around, just don't move the object itself. Sorry. Now you can turn how many steps, which means how smooth it'll be. Because if you turn it down a lot, so I like an average of 100. It's nice. But if you want to go really nice, 200. Looks nicer that way. Spiral direction, that doesn't really matter. Curve type, spiral type, all that. Oh, shizzle. The radius is basically just expanding it. Radius growth is top to bottom. But now you basically got this, and you want to just turn up the turns if you want it. And then you just turn down the height to make it shorter like that. What we're going to do for this is we're going to have a very short one. Like this. Going to turn up the height quite a lot. And there we go. Now we can start moving this, but then I'm pretty sure if you try to rotate. No, actually no. Oh, okay. That's new. But now you want to go over here. I think it starts when you start doing this, but yeah. Over here, you want to go to this little curve tab right next to this one. You want where it says fill, you want full. And the depth is the most important thing for this spiral. If you turn up depth, you start to see it being thickened. I just like turning up the resolution quite a bit. 100 is nice. Nice and smooth. So now you got that. You can extrude it. It's just by an angle. But we're not going to mess with that, so you use Control Z on that. Offset isn't really too important. You probably won't really use that much. But now if you scroll up on the start end, you see how it moves. Now we can just go back holding Shift to our first one, 0 on our notepad, rotate this until it's like that. There you go. Now it looks fairly nice. I'm going to press 0 again on our notepad. We want to scale this down because it's too big for our liking. Scale it up a bit just so it's on point. I like how this is turning out so far. I'm going to scale that up again. Turn it up quite a bit, actually. If we want to do, you want to hold shift while selecting this, and just drag along to X. Then you want to just get it to the right position that you want. Rotate it, like I like it. And there. That's how I want it to. So now if I drag it from the end, that's how I want it to go, and then it'll end like that. So now that we have that, of course, you want to give this a texture. So again, just add a material to it, turn up the diffuse, down the specular, emit just 1, even if you want 0.5, because you don't want this thing to flash too much, and just give it a nice dark color. I'll use dark orange. Actually, you want something that feels well with it, so I'm going to choose a nice bright orange, yellow. Now you render it, there you go. I don't like that, so I want to turn up that, so it's a lot brighter. Just so it's set to my right liking. There we go. Now, we basically have our spiral going. Looking nice, looking very nice indeed. We can just move this away to the side because we won't need that soon. So now we can start getting into syncing. Well, a useful way I like doing syncs in Blender. Again, it's not the best way of doing it, but I like adding another camera, Alt-G-Alt-R, rotate X by 90, just moving this over to the side. Just insert a keyframe, pressing R, location, rotation, scale. Go here to the video sequence editor, click this, and go to the graph editor. I'm going to click down this, Y location, key, and then you just want to bake sound to F curves and desktop. But for this to do this properly, you notice that right here you see all these big squiggles. The top squiggle, or little thing, is at 117. But for us, it's actually, what we're going to want to do is actually, I don't think we're going to need to do this, so we're going to just want to do Alt-G. So we're going to need to put this back to where it originally was. So for that easy solution is we can just do the start. We'll just start that at 30. See how that looks. But as you can see, this camera is moving. If you wanted, you could easily just use that as the camera, but that's just a cheaty way of doing it, so I guess we'll change this to actually 40, and then turn this up by the way we did. So 290. Let's make this 280, which means we'll need to go back to this tab, select the big sphere, change this lifetime to about 350 now. We can just go back to here while holding. We don't need the spiral right now, so again, you can just hold shift while doing that. I'll select this text by pressing the delete button on your numpad. And now we get on to the fun part of syncing. Now you see this camera here. You want to go back to the graph editor. Actually, no, you want to go to the video sequence editor, press N, and you want to turn on draw waveform. You can just press N again to get rid of that, press T to get rid of that on the side, and now begins the fun part. What we can do is the fun part about syncing. First, it doesn't start off with any beats, so we just want to move this to about where we want it to start off. So I'll just double tap R to move it above, scale it down, so it'll start like this. Press I, location, rotation, scale. Just to make it easier, I'm going to scroll across here, click this, location, rotation, scale. So every time I just press I, it'll automatically insert a keyframe for me. So we'll go to about there, to 100. We'll rotate this. Actually, no, we'll scale this out first. Rotate it a bit so it's on an angle a bit. scale it in, actually. I'm gonna press I. Now you look like this. Just do this. It's not looking nice and smooth. If you wanted, you could do this. Rotate a bit. Scale. See how that looks? That's a lot smoother. Now we can get onto the syncing. Alright, so if you zoom in on here, you can see that's where you hear the pump. Like the pop. If you actually go to the graph editor, select the camera, you see all those beats, which you can see is the strongest beat, which is going to be what we're going to work with to sync. So we're going to work on compositing after. So what we want is just an opening till the beat starts there on frame 117. We just want to rotate this a bit. This is an easy way of learning how to sync intros, which is probably the best way I like doing it. First, we want to make the other keyframes where it's moving like this. Zoom that out a bit. There you go. Now if you play it from the beginning, I'll actually rotate this bit because it seems a bit too even for me. Actually, I don't like that, so I want you to go down instead a bit, like that. There you go. Now I start from here just to see it. There we go. Hold on a minute, I have to be right back. I'm going to do something quickly, and I'll be right back with you. Sorry about that, and I am back. So, now if we press 0 on our notepad to go back into this camera view, press Alt-A. Alright, so here is the beat, like at frame 117. You want to select this camera. As you can see, the beat's right at the top, very top. You want to select the plane axes. 1, 2, 3. Insert keyframe. Go press up on your number. And now you just want to scale in. There you go. And that's basically what we're going to do for each one. So I'm just going to do that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Scale it in a bit. Now look at this. Nice, very nice. So we're going to do that again. But you want to make sure you're always on the last keyframe you were. So there's the top. So you want to do that. 1, 2, 3. 0. 1, 2, 3. Scale it in a bit. Let's just go back to there. Next one. This is basically a very repetitive process, but this is basically how, if you wanted to make it look good, and you want it to zoom out quite a bit if you're doing it this way. I'll probably do, it's not that difficult to do a chill intro. I actually only went 2, so you want to press 2 from there. So 2, remove keyframe, just move down by 1. 1, 2, 3, scale it in. Right. Select this camera again, go over by just middle mouse button, select that at the very top. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Scale it in. Let's look at it again. As you can see, it's like moving out. So we'll just zoom it in a bit so it's not moving out that much, but just not for it to beat. Zoom that in, rotate that a bit. As you see at the first one, we made it turn a bit. So let's do that on the other ones too. It rotated that way. So on the next one, we want to rotate it this way. Rotate it a bit. You want to rotate it only very slightly. Because if you over-rotate it, then it just looks really bad. So let's just take a look at that. But yeah, as you can see, it's moving back quite quickly, so we'll just worry about that after. But again, let's just continue our sync. Scale, rotate this way. Actually, no, that's how it rotated last time, so I'll rotate that. Again, right here, you see you want to remove this keyframe because it's moving quite back. So we're just going to rotate this by that, scale it out more. As you see, there's not enough of a turn there, so you can't really notice it. So this one. There we go. See, there's not enough pop in this one, so you want to scale that down. Not enough pop. Just scale it down because it's not. That one you saw was way too much. So where was that? There we go. You want to probably scale that in. Scale it in. There we go. Let's see how that looks. Let's just go back to here. And I'll probably do this off camera because this is just basically a super repetitive process. And it's not that enjoyable to watch. Well, I'll do it because this is basically the process that you'll also be doing. So I might as well do it along with you. Okay, that was too much of a zoom. Rotate like that. Oops, I did that backwards. What I need to do is go back here. Select the camera. That beat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Scale. Rotate. Did I press O? Yes, I did. Press O again to get rid of it. As you saw, it was too much of a rotate, so let's do that. Let's rotate it a slight bit more. Camera. Oop, there goes phone. Do this. 1, 2, twee. 1, 2, twee. Scale, rotate. Got that. So next one. This video is probably going to be quite long, but if you want good results, 1, 2, 3. This way, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So let's go back to this camera. This one's fairly flat, so let's guess either. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Scale, rotate. We're almost done here, but since there's such a big gap, we want to actually scale on the last frame to rotate it on the side. Let's see how that looks from the start. What you saw there is that you probably want to make this a little longer because that wasn't quite enough. So let's make that 290. So we can just select that, remove keyframe, and then just scale this in. We'll put it at the back because it looks cool. Like that. There we go. Now let's look at this full thing. There we go. You saw there was one more pop in there, but we won't really worry about that because it's too far in. And yeah, so I'll probably put the finished results of this. But now now this is where our spiral comes in. You want to find where you want the spiral to come in and out. So here is where I want the spiral to come in. We want to go to our curve. We can put that up and bring this back in. You actually want to find out where it's going to end first. So we're going to have that. We're going to click I on both over there. Go probably about 20 frames back and just press I will put the end down. Do that again for the other side, but with start. Let's see how that looks. Not bad, but as you can see, I don't like the depth of this, so I'm gonna do that. Maybe get a little extrusion going. Very slight. Turn the depth. Turn that like that. That looks nice. As you can see, that was actually quite fast. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually gonna... This is a little difficult process if you actually want to move of how far it goes up. But I'll go up with 10 frames, insert keyframes here, and actually, right there, I want that to be like that. So this should be... Can I press... Oh. Actually, no, that's good enough anyway, so you can just do that. It works good enough. Oops. Let's look at that again. Alright. Now, what we work on is now that we have the actual... Let's just turn off auto scrubbing because we don't need that anymore. Now that we have the actual intro done, here's a good trick. If you want to add several, Shift D, just rotate on the X-axis a bit, Shift D, rotate X, and then one more time, Shift D, rotate X, like that. Let's see how that looks. No, not reverse. Not bad, not bad. But, as you can see, I don't like really the way it looks. So, to X completely. So, 0 in your numpad. To X. Actually, I want to do 3 on numpad. To X. Just move that until I like where it is. X. This is kind of like it. Rotate X. Okay. I'm just gonna rotate X, so it's really far back now this time. X. See how that looks now. Now, okay, I'm gonna just start from scratch and do that just with one. So now we got that. We actually want to... I'll do this, actually. Shift D, G, Z. Do that. 5, 1. You just do Control. G, Z, Control. Shift that. Shift D, Control. Like that. See how that looks now. This looks probably a lot better. That looks a lot better indeed. But as you notice, press 5 on the number pad. I want it to be kind of flowing. So in here, press 0.5 for start. Just do that. You basically want to do the same for each one. 0.5. I'm just press I again. 0.5 I 0.5 I. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. So here, it goes from that to that. So, what? 0.5 I 0.5. I just want to see if this works. This is just a testing purposes of my own. Everyone always tests new things. So, I want to see what this is. Okay. That does not work very well. So, what I'm going to do is this. For each. Oh no, I have to Control Z. Jeez, just hold down Control Z. Perfect. So, there we go. So, that didn't turn out so well. What kind of did? So that would be. No, I guess that's good enough. Good enough. But why is it so? It feels like it's so fast. So that goes right to 1. Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh, that's why. 0.5. I just want to see how that looks on that. Nope, please no. Okay. Alright, so now, anyway, we have that, so I'm just going to actually change 2 of these colors. I'm going to just minus this one, new, and I'll make this one nice green. No, nice orange. Orange. Again, same thing with this. 0.5. And for this one, we'll just select the same two. Now for this is an easy process. Press render image. Now we work on the fun stuff in the compositing. This is the main part of your intro. Without this, for this we might as well press shift for that. Just render image. Now that we got that, we want to move this apart. Click add, filter, glare. And if we put fog glow all the way down. As you notice now, it's nice glow. And a very nice glow, actually. Shift A. I don't like how much glow. There's not enough glow. Add another fog glow, turn it all the way down. Just stick that up there. Now it looks nice and bright. What we want, it's a nice bright for us now. We want to do Shift A again for another glare. You just want streaks. Streaks can take a while to render. And I never really understood what this angle offset really did, so I'm just going to test this out. And if it's what I like, then loot. Because what I want is like this color. Don't know what that does. Soon find out. I don't know, it looks nice. Ooh, that actually looks quite nice. Okay, now the fun part about this. For each beat, you want, for the threshold on this, you just want to probably put 2 until you don't see the streaks at all. I guess we'll have to make this 5 because we have 2 fog glows. Alright, so now that we got that, we're gonna... Actually, I don't like how these colors don't really contrast with it very well, so I'm gonna see what I can do for what other colors might be good. Okay, let's try nice violet with nice blue. Let's see how that will look. Shall we? Yeah, that seems a lot better. I like that a lot better. We're gonna see if we can make this any much greater. Just render that image again. Looks nice. Okay, now what we want to do is just move this is one of the most painful parts to making it look good. Just want to move this. We don't really need this, but I like it there anyway. This is a fun part about intros. You want to press I, well, over this threshold, and then on the beat, you want to change this to 1 for what we're using. Press up, 5, I, up, 1, I, up, 5, I, up, 1, I, up, 5, I. And the more beats you have in an intro, the more time this will take up, because as you can see, I only have very few beats in the song I'm using. But if you have a song that has a lot of beats, this could be quite painful to do. 5 I, 1 I, 5 I, up, 1 I. I'm just pressing enter whenever going to the next one by 5, enter, I. And then that's the final beat, I, and then up for the final key. Oh no, there's no one, there's more, okay. 5, I, up, 1, I, and then just 5. But we can't really see it, but I'm pretty sure if we go into the video editing, we can see it. If we do Shift A, scene, scene, just so we see it. We can't really see it from there, but we could just go back to default, because we actually just want to go back to the compositing. Just move this little composite over, add. This is the fun part. We're going to go to distort, lens distortion, and this is the fun part. See, if we do this, put it down, that might be way too much. Yeah, just do 0.1. That will like zoom it forward, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like, just move that up to 1. See how that looks. Yeah, it's like popping. But yeah. Okay, I don't really have a mess with these. Depending on how good your computer is, the render process will take a lot longer. But yeah, it's really quite worth it in the end. Projector, no. Fit. What does that do? Okay. It's new. Just go try underneath, like negative. Alright. So now that we got that, we just want to actually go to 0. But for this one, we want to press I from there. Go up. Go to minus. I think it's -2 is good. No, not -2. 0. I know. Minus 0.2. I think we actually go up to 3. +3. Yeah, actually, what's deseparation? I never really played with that. Oh, that looks nice, actually. So we'll just put that at 0, actually, because I figured out that's something that might make it look a lot better. Oh, yes. So actually, we're just going to press I 0 on that. Actually, we're going to give it -1. -2, actually. No, +2. +3, actually. Because that looks cool. I up to the beat. Make that 0. Now we don't need to mess with that. But now, what I want to test out, because this is the first time I've actually discovered this, so I learned something myself too. Press I on the deseparation. On that. Press up to the beat. And just make that 1. Fine. Then we basically do the same process like we did with the beat. So, just for fun, let's click render image to see how that would look. So there's that. It'll now composite the sequence render. And see, that looks quite beast. Yes, beast. I'm gonna take off my sweater. Let's actually bring that down by 2, see how that looks. Yeah, I think that's better by... Actually, yeah, okay. 0.8. So I'm just basically going to do the same process I did before, just like I did with the alright, what was I doing? The beat, like I did with the beat. So this process isn't very difficult, so, and due to the fact that we have, this is going to look quite amazing in my mind. So I'm really going to be, this is probably going to be the best intro I've actually done, surprisingly, because this is the first time I've done a tutorial on it, and I really hope that this helps you in the future for Blender internal users, because I know I know 2 guys who are quite amazing at Blender cycles for the intros and cycles. There's Fabi Jr. and there's DreamMotion. They're both awesome guys. They make great templates. Go check them out. I'll probably put them in the description because they're quite amazing guys. They make great quality templates. Like, they're probably the best templates you can get for Blender. This is just a tutorial as simple as I possibly can for this. Oops. 0.8. Make you 0. Just want to see how that composites. Yeah, okay. What I'm probably going to have to do is I'm going to have to probably go over and bring these down to 0.5 because they're too much pop in it. Try bringing it down to 0.4. 3. Yeah, I think 3. 0.3, because I have to go 0.3 on all these ones now, so 0.3, because the way it looked like from the 0.8, it was going to be too much beat in it, so it's not good if you have too much beat in it. That just makes it look really good, and of course you don't want a bad one, but I'll make a separate video of this where I actually have a... Oh, that voice crack though. I'll probably just upload this template as a actual template. This is just a simple intro that's not too difficult to make. And it's easy for almost anyone to do it. So, this video is probably about an hour long already. So, if you have a very short attention span, then this video probably wasn't really made for you. So yeah. Alright, just 0, I, and that's the final one. I. Go. And then on the final one, I'm just making it 0. I. Let's just see how that. Just see how that one looks. See how that pump looks. Yeah, look at that nice pump. I could say that the glare from the streaks is a bit much. So I don't know about that. If I like that. But I'll render it, and if I don't like it, then I'll probably add another video. I'll probably just add another video onto this about that. Basically, actually, no, here, what you want to do is you want to do Shift A. I'm pretty sure it's output. No, it's a color. Mix. Yes. Okay, so for the very first frame, you want this to be at 0. No, you want this to be like black. So you want that at 1. Press I. And then probably just move up about, where does it start? Okay, it starts at 40. And then at 50, you want that to just go down and press a keyframe on it. And then same thing with the final ending. Just press, you want this to, it ends it there, so 280, I, and then 3. Okay. There you go. Alright, now let's work on the exporting. So now that you've basically got your intro done, we're going to just play it just to see it again. So I'm pretty satisfied with that intro. I actually want to see how the pump would look with those things in there. If they're on the side like that. That pump is really going to make it look nice, and I'm going to be quite proud of that. Now the export, you want to click this camera. On the output, select this. I'm going to do desktop, intro, template, tut, tutorial. Click PNG, H264, encoding, presets, H264, audio codec, MP3. And up here, you can change the quality of it. If you change it up to 100, it'll render it in 720p. It just takes a lot longer to render, but it's a lot more worth it. So that's basically it. I'm just going to save this before anything bad happens. Intro, tut, template. So, as you can see, the render time is also a lot longer. So, that's basically it. I'll render this out, and I'll show you the finished product of it. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you ever wanted to, you could just right-click the text. I'm just going to say, Blaze. Oops, not that. Not that text. Purple. Blaze. And that's all basically you're going to do if you want to edit it. So, if I don't like this, if I don't like the final render, I'll be back with you if I don't like the final render. But if I do like it, you'll just see it right after this. So, you can I'll just save this like this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and again, if I don't like the way it looks, I'll come back with you. And if I do like it, then I'll just put the video right after this, like as soon as I say bye. So I hope you guys enjoy this intro tutorial for Blender only. Yes, that's a word. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. it'd be very nice if you could share this video with others, because I've gained an amazing amount of subscribers through the past month. At the beginning of the month, I would think I was only at 130. Now I'm at 153, I think, which is quite a lot for how I'm starting off. So I really thank you guys for that and the support that you're giving me. I know games aren't really my thing. I do want to try to do them more often. Just that, now that I'm back on my laptop, things are going to be a little more difficult, so I'm probably just going to stick to animations. I can't finish any actual animations that I've had on my desktop because they're on there, of course, and I hope I can fix it, which would be very nice. But I hope you guys enjoy this intro tutorial. I tried to describe it as best as I could, so I guess I'll see you guys in the next video sometime. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and bye.